What's going on, everybody? Papa C back with another video for you guys, bringing you NPA Season 3 Week 7 Team Builder. This week, your New York Lynx are getting ready to take on Swami, coach of the Colorado Rapidash. His links, of course, will be in the description. And if you want to support the channel, you want to support the NPA, leave a like down below because your support is greatly appreciated. So if you guys don't know my team, I'll go over quickly. My full roster is Jirachi, Klefki, Kyurem, Klotzer, Gligar, Levany, Megazam, Zapdos, Blastoise, Blaziken, and Pinsir. My opponent here is... kind of a little bit of a scary team, It is, and I turned it off, there we go. Excadrill, Haxorus, Rotom H, Weezing, Virizion, Scyther, Mew, Volcarona, Tyranitar, Kecleon, and Wishiwashi. Obviously, the thing that stands out the most is the Sand Core of the Tyranitar and the Excadrill. I don't care what league you're in, I don't care if you're an amazing battler, if you're not a very good battler. If you have Excadrill and T-Tar, that's a very, very good combo to have. Haxorus is Haxorus, it's, you know, pretty generic Dragon Dancing Dragon threat. You know, Rotom is always a threat there. Virizion can put him to work against my team. Like, I don't know, I just have a feeling that looking at my roster, Virizion could do some work. Weezing, I'm really not too scared of because I do have the two Psychic types, of course. Mew is Mew, it can be anything. Volcarona could be an issue because, not only because of Corporate, it's because of Flame Body. The amount of times I get burned off of Volcarona because it has Flame Body is way too high, and I really hope that doesn't happen this week. T-Tar is T-Tar, you guys know that. Kecleon can get rocks up, Kecleon's a little bit interesting. And then Wishiwashi, if you guys remember, I believe it was week 2 against Steve when he was still in the league. He had Wishiwashi on his team, then he left the league and Bub took over his old roster. Bub decided to drop Wishiwashi, and Swami picked it up like instantly. Swami loves this thing. Not going to spoil too much, but if you watch, I believe it's Swami's last battle he had a bye week last week, so it was from 2 weeks ago. He used Wishiwashi in that battle. If you guys want to see Wishiwashi in a league battle done well, check that battle out, I guess. So anyway, biggest threats, like I said, are the Sand Core, the Mew, the Volcarona, and the Haxorus, basically. So taking a look at the team that we're bringing this week. First Pokemon on the bench, or on the roster, on the team, I guess, is going to be Offensive Klotzer. Kind of fast, too, with Modest 228. This is to outspeed a no-speed Rotom. Now, this speed investment is a little bit weird, because you're probably saying, like, see, why would you want to do this? I believe it was Dom, my front office, brought this up. He was looking at Swami's roster, and he said, like, Rotom on this team is much better as a defensive Pokemon. So if he brings Rotom and if he leads with it and he goes for Volt Switch, it is going to be Spadef or Max Defense most likely. Water Pulse is a chance to kill Max Spadef, which is insane. And if it is just defensive, it can kill it, which is awesome. Aura Sphere, Dark Pulse, Water Pulse, Dark Pulse. I don't know. All the Pulse moves in Ice Beam. I can hit everything on his team, super effective pretty much. T-Tar in the sand, unless it's like Max Spadef with like an Assault Vest, it's not living in Aura Sphere, so this thing is definitely a threat. The only problem with this thing that could definitely butt me in the butt is the speed. If he doesn't bring Rotom, or if Rotom is Scarfed or something, the speed is essentially useless. I mean, I guess at the worst, I do still outspeed T-Tar, and I don't know what else I would outspeed, but I guess it's something. So that is the Klotzer set, max offense, basically with an X-Pearl to do as much damage as possible. Then we got the second Pokemon, Blaziken, aka Eldorado V, Air Balloon, Blaze, of course, Vacuum Wave, Low Kick, Fire Punch, Stone Edge, Naughty Nature with 196 speed, max attack, and max HP. Naughty Nature because I'm not living a hit, basically, so I figured it doesn't make a difference if I'm what nature I was, if it was minus defense, because either way I'm not living a hit. Minus Spadef is a bit better because he does have more physical threats than special threats, I guess you can say. Vacuum Wave actually hits Tyranitar and the Excadrill pretty decently. Low Kick is going to be very nice. I do have the Air Balloon, so I can dodge Earthquakes from the Excadrill, of course, forced to go for a Rock Slider Iron Head to break my balloon. Then I can punch it with a Low Kick plus a Vacuum Wave if Low Kick does not kill. Fire Punch, I believe Fire Punch kills Extra. I have to run over my rolls again before I go over this battle. But yeah, basically pretty generic. Nothing really too special about this Blaziken. Just goes in, does damage, kind of like how I use Blaziken every week. Thought about running the Focus Sash on this thing, but since he has a Sand team, my Focus Sash would just break after one Sand tick, so it really wasn't worth it. Then next up, we have Gligar making her second appearance with the Eviolite, of course. Stealth Rocks, Earthquake, U-Turn, and Roost. This thing can actually do some work. This thing kind of is going to... This thing reminds me, going to this matchup, a little bit of Tangela. If you guys remember Tangela from PGL Season 3, I think it was. I was going against T-Train, he had Excadrill and T-Tar, and Tangela just completely walled that core. Now, unfortunately... my opponent Swami is probably going to run ice coverage because This team is more weak to ice than my last team in the PGL. I have 2 flying types, 2 things on this roster, or 2 things on this team that I'm bringing are weak to ice, and I definitely do expect Ice Beam or Ice Punch on that T-Tar. If he doesn't bring it, then this thing can wall it really nicely. U-turn for initiative, Stealth Rocks, this thing might potentially be a lead, although I'm 99% sure I'm going to lead with Clawitzer, Earthquake to hit the Excadrill even harder, and Sandveil. This is interesting because Sandveil increases my evasion by 1.25, gives me immunity to Sandstorm, of course. He has a T-Tar. He's going to rank Sand. This could be really cheeky and really rage-inducing for Swammy. This does not break the rules, however, because this is indirectly increasing my evasiveness, so this could eventually give me a very, very cheeky win if I skillfully dodge some Ice Beams or something like that. So Gligar has the potential to do a lot of work this week. Next up, we got Mega Zam. Nothing really too crazy, just running sub 3 attacks. Modest with 132 is enough to outspeed his entire team bar Choice Scarf, which is fantastic. Focus Blast in the sand is a roll on a T-Tar that is not Spadef invested. Shadow Ball from Mew. Psyshock just hits harder on his team. Psyshock hits his team harder than Psychic. That's really my philosophy with Mega Zam is if my opponent's team has a higher average defense, then I run Psychic, a higher average Spadef, then I run Psyshock. And looking at his team, he has things like Volcarona, he has things like what's that thing called? Virizion, which does have a really high Spadef, so I'm running Alakazam with Psyshock to cover that. Sub is also there because I can, you know, help with pursuits and stuff like that against the Tyranitar. Although I do believe that Pursuit would still break my Sub, so it's kind of a tricky thing. Sub might not be as needed, but Sub can be very nice because, you know, an Excadrill in the sand won't outspeed me from behind, or it will outspeed me, but from behind a Sub, it can't kill me. Stuff like that should be really, really nice. And then next up, I do have Blastoise Torrents. Nothing too special here. This is defensive. Was really considering running Brick Break on this thing because Brick Break would hit the T-Tar harder than Aura Sphere, but I figured, you know what, I have Scald, I have Ice Beam, I have Toxic, I have Rapid Spin. This is more of a utility defensive Blastoise. Ice Beam, so I can switch into the Haxorus better. Scald is Scald. I mean, it's gonna burn something maybe. This also does help a little bit against the T-Tar in the sand. Doesn't do very much, but does help a little bit. And then against that Excadrill, it's gonna help as well. And then Toxic is also there. This is a little bit tricky. Toxic could help with the Volcarona, potentially. It could help with the T-Tar, potentially. The Rotom, potentially. Toxic's kind of... It's not really that great against any particular Pokemon on his team, but it's pretty good against a lot of things at the same time. I guess I think it's really best against that Wishy-Washy, so it can't really destroy me. However, I know Swimmy has ran a Rest Talk Wishy-Washy in the past, which you can obviously get rid of the Toxic. So that's a little bit of an issue there. But I feel like Toxic is just a nice little move to have on a team, so he can't stall me out or something. If I do Toxic the Mew, does have Synchronize, which is pretty bad because I'll poison myself, but if it comes down to that, I can also do that. And then last but not least, since that freaking Wishy-Washy is scaring me that much, I am running a Lieutenant Hawkeye, aka Zapdos, with Leftover Static, Thunderbolt, Drill Peck, U-Turn, and Roost. Running a bold one, which is minus attack, even though I have 2 physical attacks, because I want Thunderbolt to do the most damage possible, and I don't want to be minus defense. Thunderbolt is enough to 2-shot Wishy-Washy, which is very, very nice. Wishy-Washy cannot kill me with Ice Beams. Drill Peck over Hidden Power Rock or Air Cutter to hit that Volcarona harder. If I had Hidden Power Rock, it would actually only do 1% more than Drill Peck. However, Volcarona gets Quiver Dance, meaning it'll increase its Spadef, so after 1 Quiver Dance, Drill Peck does more, but I do run the risk of getting burned. So Drill Peck will be 2 a KO on the Volcarona, but you have to be careful about that. Also, it will OHKO the Virizion. Virizion's pretty bulky on the Spadef side. It is 129 Spadef, which is pretty crazy. And then U-turn for initiative because I can't run Volt Switch because he does have the ground type in the extra. I think this is only ground type, right? Yeah, it's only ground type. So yeah, Swammy's like 5-1 or 6-1. Swammy has an insane record. Luckily, we're only 1 game out of playoffs. Believe it or not, we are sitting at 1-5 with a -2 differential, which is kind of crazy to think about. And I believe the spot above us, we're 1 game out of playoffs, or 1 position out of playoffs. The position right above us is Jerry. I believe he's 2-4, and I think he has a -1 differential, or maybe a -3. It's somewhere around mine. I can't remember if it's a little bit better or a little bit worse than my differential. But basically, if Jerry loses this week and we win, we're going to be in playoffs. If Jerry loses and we lose, then we're still right there. So either way, that's team for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope we can get a win. Don't forget to check out Swammy's battles because his battles have been pretty damn good this season. So have a good rest of your day. I will see you guys next time. Keep rooting for your Clinks, and bye-bye.